Hello there, welcome back guys. Welcome back to a brand new video of Mighty Host Tech YouTube channel. So guys, in this video we will see the another JavaScript interview question. So here we will see ASI. So ASI is JavaScript features which actually adding the semicolon at the end and which is nothing but the automatic semicolon insertion. So as you know, if you work with the other multiple programming language, so semicolon is one of the most important thing and you need to put at the end of the statement. If you did not put, then obviously you will end up with the runtime error. Just like the Java. Java is the most commonly used programming language and semicolon is the one of the most important thing in Java. So in case of JavaScript, we can add semicolon as well as we can ignore the semicolon. But if we ignore the semicolon, then that will be inserted by the ASI, which is automatic semicolon insertion. So let's see what it's mean. So ASI, it's actually means it will insert the semicolon if you did not add it explicitly, and that is the functionality of JavaScript. And this option is provided by the JavaScript so that it will be convenience for the programmer for less typing, for less code noise, etc. So it will be more efficient for the programmer itself. But during the runtime, what will happen? It will automatically insert the semicolon according to the set of rule. And this set of rules are applicable to the automatic semicolon insertion ASI only. So what you understand? So ASI is actually JavaScript features which actually insert the semicolon at the end of the statement if programmer did not add it explicitly. Now let's see what are the rules of automatic semicolon insertion which followed by the compiler. So the semicolon could be inserted if it goes to the next line and the code break has been happened to the current one. And suppose the next line will start with this bracket, then obviously semicolon will be added at the end of the statement. And also if you reach to the file end, source code file end, then semicolon will be added. And these are the keywords return, break, throw and continue. Whenever this will identified, semicolon will be added if you did not add it. Okay, now let's see how this actually working, how this semicolon will be added. So let me take a equal 10. Now let b equal 20. Now I will simply console the log a as well as console.log b. Now you can see I did not add a semicolon here and this console as well. Now if I run this program, it will simply provide me the output 10 and 20. So during the compile time, what will happen? It added the semicolon at the end of the statement, and again it's added here and for the console and for this console as well. So ultimately compiler will understand this file with the help of this semicolon only. As I mentioned, when the next line start code break, then semicolon will be added. So here next line is added and code break is happened, that's why the semicolon is added here. Similar for this one, similar for this and this. Now there are some example when you work with the operator and when you enter the code break or when you enter the new line. In this scenario, what will happen? Let a equal to 6 multiplied by 10. Now if you run this program, the output you will get obviously the multiplication of 10 and 6. Now you may think why the semicolon is not added as per the definition, but here is the thing. See, this is the operator and the compiler will obviously look for the next value. He knows that after this operator there are some depending value, so obviously he will look for the next line. So he got the value, then again he will insert the semicolon at the end of this statement. So this program will look like this and output you will get is 60. Now this is what the beauty of automatic semicolon insertion. So whatever we saw, it's all about the advantages of JavaScript. Now let's see. There are the some of the example when you forgot to enter the semicolon. In that scenario, what happened? You will end up with the error. Now let's see. So this is the one of the example. Let me copy this and put here. Now if I run this program, the output which I will get is undefined. So as per the rule, whenever the return, break, throw and continue is there, the semicolon will be added at the end of the statement. So ASI will add semicolon at this line, so this object will get ignored. So ultimately the function will return the undefined value. That is what we get printed in output variable. So in this scenario, our code should be look like this only. Now what happened? It will not add the semicolon here because the return statement contains some other lines as well. So the ASI will look for this. Obviously it is the opening bracket. So obviously he will look for the closing bracket. So once he found that closing bracket, as per the rule, he will add the semicolon. So as per the rule, he will add the semicolon here. So now our output will be hello world. Now there is another example. Let me show you that. This is the common one. Most of the developers do this mistake. So here you define one of the variable, then again define the another variable, and here you are simply doing the concatenation, and lastly you are doing other operation. So what happened? Let me run this program. Now you can see cannot read the properties of undefined and for each. So the problem might be in these two line only. Now suppose if I add a semicolon here, now if I run this program, here we are getting the output. So in this program the problem is only with the semicolon. So here what happened? When these statements are done, semicolon was not inserted by the programmer. So when it goes to the next line, and in the next line as well, he's looking for the another values. And what he got? He got this array bracket and with the other operation. So compiler may think that these two are the continuous statement. So that's why we are getting the undefined error during the for each operation. So it is a good practice to insert the semicolon at each line. So in this scenario, what I would suggest, you must have the habit to insert the semicolon, because this is not the single example. There are the plenty example available over the internet. You can go through that, because without the semicolon the program not perform well. Now let's see some of the key point we have to remember. So first is pay attention and use semicolon. It is a good practice to have the semicolon at the end. So here I will suggest, so even if it is a JavaScript, you must use the semicolon. You must have the habit to use the semicolon. And if you did not put the semicolon at the end of the line, and make sure the line should not end up with the improper way. So this is what referring to this only. So here you have to make sure that if there is any other operation continuous to the previous one, then obviously you have to enter the semicolon. Now the use statement or strict mode will not give any error if you not entering the semicolon. So this point I added just because most of the time the interviewer asks that if I use the use strict, then this use strict statement will provide the error or not, if you are not entering the semicolon or not. So the answer is no. Use strict statement will not provide you any error even if you enter the semicolon or not. So guys, this is it for this video. We will meet again with another JavaScript interview question. Till then, bye bye.